All right, that's the cue. As I choked on my gum. Well done. Good morning or afternoon or good day to you, friends. This is your host with the most mistakes, but the least amount of cares, Kelly Schneider, and my co-host, Kindall Rushell. So we've got Craig Gerdes.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
I remembered.
You
It was all
did.
because your lovely wife told me how to pronounce it. So, anyway, so that's our special guest for you today. And this is Peoria Music Live. No, that's not it. It's What's Up Peoria Music Live. She'll get there. She'll get there. So anyways, this is where we talk about things to do around the Peoria area on the weekends. So traditionally, we would be talking about the things that are going on out and about outside. But we're in quarantine right now, so we're talking about things that you can do from home and still have a good time. Plus, we've got live music for you, so it's a pretty good show. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm not the best host, but that's okay. Did you see the comment last week?
I did see that.
It's like, clearly this person is new. So, anyways, but that's okay. We have fun, and that is really what it's all about. So, without further ado, let's talk about things that are going on this weekend. You know what I just realized? I have not said what date it is on the show in like a really long time. Normally we would tell you what weekend the dates are too, but those haven't really mattered lately either. Having technology issues here today, so you will have to excuse us looking at our phones. But just a couple things that I wanted to share. Ways to do good in Peoria, because my motto for Peoria is doing good, having fun. I know there's a ton of people in the area that love to do the same thing, do good for others, but still have a good time doing that. So, if you've been on Facebook, you've probably seen that there are community mask making initiatives going on. They're helping a lot of the local healthcare workers. So if you can sew or if you want to participate in some way, there's plenty of opportunities for you to help right there. Everybody wants a mask now that if they have to go shopping or anything like that, just to be on the safe side makes perfect sense. So lots of opportunities for you to help. So if you can sew, we would love your help. There's ways for you to cut up furnace filters or other types of materials to use as filters to go inside of the masks. That's a big help. And then you can always donate financially. So if you're looking to help in that way, please let me know. I can put you in the right direction. There's lots of groups out there now that are taking charge to help out. So I think that's obviously a great way to do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's one specific thing that actually has like times and dates. So Monday through Friday, I think until the end of the month, Neighborhood House is doing a food drive there at Northwoods Mall. So they're going to have a bus outside. I think it's the food court entry. But they're going to have a table there. You can go and drop off donations. So remember that food donations for people are good too, but people also need pet food right now. So a lot of shut-ins are not able to go out and get some food for their animals or themselves, and this is one way that you can donate. So any kind of food, like non-perishable food items, but also if you feel like giving dog and cat food. I know they're thinking like 7 to 10 pound bags are what the recipients use the most, just because I think they're a little bit older. You don't want a big, huge, gigantic bag to take there. So there's that. And then there's tons of little food pantries around Peoria that we want to make sure, you've got the one over at Manual, right? Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that we're helping people stay healthy and fed during these times. It's crazy out there, but there's a lot of people in Peoria who love to help and give back. And so this is our opportunity to do that. So there's that.
Yeah, I went out and stopped at the Manual Food Pantry yesterday and filled it, took my wipes and wiped it down and
Nice.
and everything, and put some more stuff in there. And there was, I think, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup when I opened it left from before, and so I can see people have been leaving stuff.
Yeah.
I know that the school district has been trying to help keep them up, but whether it's that one or any of them,
Right.
we
There's
would
tons
love
around. Yeah. We all.
the help. Yeah.
One other thing actually that I wanted to share, and I'm doing a little bit of this right now, but I'm actually just writing cards for some of the recipients of these places. So like Neighborhood House, I'm just going to take a bunch of cards to the food drop-off donation, just notes of encouragement, letting people know that they're being thought about and, prayed for and cared for. So You know, especially if people are shut-ins and they're being extra isolated from the outside world, I just think that's a nice way to maybe give back and help out. So it doesn't have to be anything really fancy or nice. It could just be a little note on a piece of paper. But that's one way that I'm going to be helping give back this week as well.
That's a great one. There is a website called Postables.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe without the S. Not for sure, but
Potables.
no. Postable or Postables.
Just kidding.
But they have greeting cards on there that you can choose from, and then you can write whatever you want on the inside. And my favorite part is that they have a handwriting font.
Oh, cool.
So I actually sent a card to my mom and then had to be like, oh, I didn't handwrite that. Like
funny.
she's like, your handwriting is so much better. And I'm like,
no, I had someone else write
actually
that.
isn't. And they're, you have to pay for the cards, but they're not charging for postage for the month of April.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can send out cards to,
That's awesome.
people
Yeah.
through the mail who aren't going to be out.
Absolutely. Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Well, I've got a few things. So on Peoria Music Live, we've been asking artists to let us know about what shows are coming up, what live shows they're doing online. Just a few that we've seen in the last week. Joe Stam, Hot Sauce Universe, Aaliyah Colgan, Dave Hoffman was on, Bunch of Bastards, they've been on here. So anyway, tons of those. Just in the last week, you can go back and see those because they're still on the page.
Right.
Coming up in the next week, I'm sure there will be a lot more, but right now I have 4. Brian Carroll will be singing songs from the 80s on Wednesday. That's tomorrow night at 7.
Okay.
Roy Ponce will be back on Thursday evening, I believe at 7 again. Scat Grub and Casey Garber will be live streaming for Taps on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
At
Taps
7.
like the animal place.
Yes.
Cool.
I believe Matt Ekberg is going live again at 2 on Sunday.
Okay.
And Aaliyah Colgan and Dave Rumor are going live again at 4 on Sunday. So Sunday you can get a lot of live music.
Lots and lots of music. Yeah, that's awesome.
And tune in randomly because we're going to, whoever I happen to catch online, I just don't catch everybody.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I add those too. One of the fun things that my daughter and I did this last week, my youngest Lauren, she is a really good artist. And we took a class, somebody told us about, Vivian is doing an art class. She lives in Los Angeles, and she's doing an art class on Zoom.
Okay.
And so we joined in. I think there were probably about 40 of us.
Oh, wow.
In her class last week. And I gave Tim the picture. I think he's going to try to put it up. But it was Baby in a Blanket, and she had taken a famous painting and made it and simplified it.
Simplified it, sure.
And then gave us all instructions on how to do it. And it was a lot of fun, not just to do an art class, because it's been a long time since I've been in, like a class setting, but also to do it with my daughter and, just
from the comfort of your own home, too.
Yeah, sitting at our kitchen table and, that's a great pattern. I didn't think of doing that one. And, just being able to talk back and forth about it. It was a lot of fun.
So did you have some of the supplies at home, or did you order those?
We had them all because basically it was pencils and regular pencils, colored pencils.
Oh, nice.
She recommended a felt tip pen for 1 point. But I didn't have one, so it looks fine.
Good.
So
that's cool. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. And so I'll be sharing, because I think she's doing these classes every Friday.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm going to share that link when I get that information. But also, I just want to tell people to look out and see what's
locally. Like, we've got a bunch. Yeah, if you're a local artist and you're offering any kind of online demo or class or whatever it is, please let us know, because we would love to get that posted for our friends and get more people to check that out, because I just did for the United Stroke Alliance yesterday. I did a live video talking about the benefits of coloring. So even just something, and I know I brought the coloring books in last week, but just, the meditative properties that can bring about and just settling people and, plus bringing your creative parts out, like it's good.
Yeah.
Especially right now when people have just kind of been locked inside it.
Yeah.
Good to get some creative outlet going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
One bit of news that I just found out, mainly because a friend went through in Bloomington, they're doing the COVID-19 testing.
Okay.
And when they first put it out, the rules were pretty strict on who you had to have a fever, you had to be over 65, but they've lowered those restrictions. So if you have any symptoms
And you're concerned.
you can go there and get tested. So,
Okay.
at least until they have a certain number of tests they're allowed to do a day.
Sure.
But they're not reaching them. So that's why they lowered the.
So do you think it's better for people to call and make an appointment, or do they?
This is drive-through testing. You
Oh,
drive
okay.
up in your car. They can do up to 4 people at a time. You have to be at a window that can roll down, and they test you through the window.
Wow.
They write even on your window, like they give you a code to signify, why you're getting tested, something, which category you fit into and things like that. So, but I was told the whole thing takes 15 minutes. Of course, you got to drive down to Bloomington, but,
Right.
so if you're concerned, then
There you go.
you'll know.
You got options.
So,
Very good.
and then the last thing that I wanted to do was just take a second and encourage, small business owners and entrepreneurs. It's really hard right now, even though,
It is.
Peoria Music Live, we're doing what we can online. Hire a housewife. I'm changing things up. I'm working on putting together a group so that we can go into. We usually are strictly residential, but we're working on being able to go to places that people have to work and don't have time to clean, and
Sure.
And doing that cleaning for them.
Oh,
and,
that's really cool. Yeah.
Trying to be flexible and change things around. That is one of the cool things about entrepreneurs is that, we are, it's easy to get bogged down right now and depressed and stuck in the, I can't do what I want to do. I can't do what I always do. And I just want to encourage people to look for other ways to do what you do, or maybe you have another talent that you don't usually have time for.
And this is your opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've,
There's a lot of people looking at this as like, the great pause for our society is like, this is our opportunity to kind of prioritize, like what is going to be most valuable to us when this is all said and done, because it's not going to be like we just jump back in business as usual.
Yeah.
It's going to take, like a process and things people will have changed somewhat thinking about priorities. So, don't give up by any means.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, like you said, there's so much that we can be doing with this time as long as we're not just focusing on the negative.
And reach out to other business owners, other entrepreneurs, other artists in the area, ask them what they're doing. Tell them what you're doing. Try to collaborate, get some ideas. Peoria is, everybody knows I love this city, you know, and I love the people of this area. And I know overall, we want to lift each other up.
Yeah.
And so, give somebody the opportunity to lift you up.
Yeah.
To help you out.
Yes. Don't block the flow.
Yeah.
I was like, no, thanks. Like, you just blocked the flow. Stop banging on the table. I'm sorry. But no, you're absolutely right. And as far as businesses go, especially in Peoria area, I mean, like the Chamber of Commerce is offering so many valuable resources for you. Even if you're not a chamber member, you can still check out their website and see the COVID-19 resources that they're providing. But we are absolutely, as a community, I think we are doing a lot. And it's individuals and it's businesses and it's, all of it. But we are doing a lot to try and hopefully stay close and connected and strong through this. So yeah, absolutely. And I know that there's a lot more businesses offering things online that they might not have done, like previously.
Right.
So that's, yeah, it's all about being adaptable and allowing yourself to be flexible in a time that seems very unflexible.
Yeah.
So, but good call.
So.
It's true. But okay. And remember the Great American Takeout. So, as you mentioned, supporting our small local businesses. How can you support your local restaurants? There's other local businesses that are offering things online. So be sure you're taking it up on them. I was really excited because all my salon appointments contacted me this week, and they were like, "Okay, we're only a month away until you stop looking like that." Yes, so awesome. Sure, a lot of people feel that way. It's fine.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of things on that. Everybody's starting to find out what their girlfriends really look like.
That's hilarious. Well, that was everything that I had on my list for today as far as just things to do. So make sure you're checking in with your local artists, whether that's musicians or makers. There's tons of opportunities for volunteering and to do good and make your neighbors feel good. So hopefully you're doing that.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Craig's gonna play for us here. What have you been doing differently since this whole thing started?
Well, we're used to being on the road a lot, being up and down the highway. That's how we make our living. So being home has been a bit different, but good. I do like being home with my family and spending time with my family. So that part of it's all good. About 2 years ago, we started doing a Facebook Live every Tuesday night, and we continue to do that. My wife Janelle Marie said, let's try and do that to reach out to different audiences that maybe can't come out to a live show, or maybe reach a broader audience, whether it be in America or all over the world. So I have to admit I was a bit reluctant at first, but once we started doing it, I loved it. Just to be able to talk to all the different people out there all over the world. And we've, kind of created this family. We call it the Gathering Family. And it's worked out great for what we're all going through now. Like you said, we're all kind of learning together how to get through this. And we will get through it together and learn from all this stuff together. I enjoy talking to my kids about, they want to know, what do you think, Dad? I said, well, what do you think? I mean, because really, this is something that none of us have ever experienced. So, yes, we do it. When we get done here, we're going to go back and we'll do our Tuesday night again, Facebook Live at 7 o'clock. And the people have been great. The audiences have been fantastic. And we just continue to look forward to the summer events that are coming up. Yes. And I know we've got several coming up in the Peoria area too. So hopefully in July we can get things back. We got some bigger festivals coming up and whatnot. So we're just writing songs, and I got a new album coming out in the midst of all this too. So
cool.
Yeah.
You had to cancel a release party.
We were supposed to have a couple. Yeah, we were supposed to have one in Nashville, and we thought we dodged the bullet with the Nashville tornado that went through and devastated Nashville. But the venue that we were supposed to have the album release at was spared, so we thought we were in good shape.
No.
Yeah. And then COVID-19 hit, and of course everything just kind of is like it is. But then we were supposed to have one in Omaha too. So the album release will go on. The album's called Tough as Nails, and it was released April 24th. So cool. right around the corner. Yeah.
It was a good title too for everything going on. Yeah, staying tough.
Yeah, ironically enough, I wrote it about a year and a half ago. Being on the road, I listen to different people's experiences in their life, and that's what that song is all about. It started, I was doing a show out in Pennsylvania, and there was an ex-steel worker was telling me about his town that had shut down once the steel plant shut down. So he said, would you mind taking a drive the next day after your show? I was doing 2 shows, so it was in the morning. He said, I want to show you what happened when the steel plant pulled out of this little town. I said, absolutely. So we hopped in his Chevy pickup truck Sunday morning, and he took me through his town, and I saw what happens when a big steel plant shuts down a little town like that, and the town shuts down too. And then same thing happened in Alabama. A coal miner showed me what happened to his little area, once the coal mine shut down. And, we had a family that I knew that lost a son, overseas, fighting in Afghanistan. And met a girl in Arkansas that was trying to overcome heroin addiction. And I listened to her story too. Everybody's got a story, and how they overcome the obstacles and the hurdles in their life. So I sat down and I had an idea of the direction I wanted to go with Tough as Nails. I wanted to write it about the people, and all the struggles they've gone through. So ironically enough, it's been kind of a tough album to release, and but we're looking forward for the world to hear Tough as Nails. So it'll be released April 24th, and I can't wait for everybody to hear it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what will you be playing for us today?
I'm going to play Tough as Nails.
Yes, I was really hoping that was kind of like, you've got a lot of build-up here. I'm hoping that's what I get to hear.
Yeah. I grew up about 40 miles north of here, and I lived by the railroad tracks. And so a lot of times as a kid, I would spend my time along the railroad tracks. And that was kind of like where I disappear from everything. And I would sit along the railroad tracks, and I had, a little area there where I could hang out maybe, and just kind of get away from everything. And I would take pennies and put them on the railroad rails. I don't know if y'all ever did that or not, So I knew that I wanted to incorporate that into a song. And so that's in there too, about you can't be too soft or you'll end up like a penny on a railroad rail. You'd get squashed. And so the whole song's about being tough and overcoming obstacles and hurdles and hard times. And so ironically enough, this album, which is titled Tough as Nails, is getting released through all this. And, we're all overcoming these things and together. Yeah. And I think we'll look back and realize how tough and we really were, keeping our heads about things and teaching the younger generation, how to look at this and move forward and overcome the hurdles. So,
Right. Take it away.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Thanks for being on.
Storm clouds are rolling in. There's bad news everywhere. The more things change, the more they stay the same around here. Folks in these parts, they ain't living that American dream. This ain't the same town my daddy grew up in back in 1963. Steel plant shut down, pretty much everything else did too. And they boarded up the windows in that old building where I went to high school. And there ain't no church to go and pray to the Lord. But it ain't like it's the first time this has happened around here before. So when the hard times come calling and your back's against the wall, you got $37 to your name, and that hammer's about to fall. too soft, or you'll end up just like a penny on a railroad rail. Now this ain't no town for a tender heart. You better be tough as nails. Yeah. My little brother made it out of this place the day he turned 18. But they shipped him off to Afghanistan to fight the land of the free. But just like the fight around here, that fight don't always end up like you planned. And he died with his boots on and a pistol in his hand. So when the hard times come calling and your back's against the wall, you got $37 to your name, and that hamburger's about to fall. You can't be too soft, or you'll end up just like a penny on a railroad rail. Now this ain't no town for a tender heart. You better be tough as nails. Now this ain't no town for a tender heart. You better be tough as nails. 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 Be tough.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was really
Thanks.
awesome. I loved hearing the story first too, like how you kind of came up with the song and like where those pieces came from. That was
Yeah, it's
really
important.
interesting. Yeah.
I think that people should know the picture that I was trying to paint was the brush and the paint that I had there. But yeah, it's important.
Oh, it's really awesome.
Yeah, thank
really
you.
awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, of course. So where will our friends find you?
You can find me at my website, CraigGerdesMusic.com. Mm-hmm. Yep, and my Facebook page, just go to Craig Gerdes. You can see me there. I'm on Twitter, Instagram too, and yeah, stay in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Be sure to check in at 7 o'clock tonight, right? To check
tonight.
the live show.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, we'll make sure to add that to our list too.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, well, thank you again for being on. Really enjoyed like getting to know you a little better and learning about your music and where your travels too. That's pretty cool.
My pleasure. It's great to be here. Peoria's always been a music hub, and there's been a lot of great music that's come out of Peoria, and I've always been honored to be part of, to know a lot of the great musicians that come from here, and I'm proud to be part of Peoria's music scene.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
Absolutely. So, well, that wraps up everything that we have for the show today, I think. So, hope you all are staying safe and healthy and well. Hope you're hope you're staying entertained. We're hoping we're helping anyways with that. So, so be sure to share anything that you might know of that could be fun to do. If you're participating in any art stuff, we'd love to see all of that. And we will hope to catch you at some of our live shows for music. We'll see you next week.
PeoriaLife.com